good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Dima, Mario Brothers music. Everybody and their mama and their pastor is talking about what's going on with DJ Envy. Him and his lovely, beautiful wife stopped by the Shade Room to have somewhat of a Zoom interview. And guys, this is important to note. Don't miss this part here. They are going to be selling and promoting a book. So right now, they're going on like a little online tour, trying to divulge, personal information that would be on the book or in the book because they want to get dollar signs. Can I get a cha-ching sound effect? All right, let's fast forward. This interview, they're talking about certain elements of their relationship. Storytime music, like they got together when they were really young. He was really jealous. And I think that was more of the emasculation discussion really there. But booty clapping sounds? Yeah, they started talking about their sexual experience, right? And how my man DJ Envy probably got a little deep. And so she was basically saying how, they were faking it until she was making it. Like he was trying really, really hard. But you know what? Let her explain it in her own words. We'll come back to it. Play that clip, Dima.
So I would see him trying and really going to work. And I'm sure so many women can relate. Like, you want to reward that man for that work. And the only reward that you have to offer is an orgasm. But even if I didn't feel it, I would still be performative. So yes, I was faking it. But once you start, how do you stop? Right. How do you climb back out of that rabbit hole? So
you heard what she had to say. Listen to this, guys. That part is not as much emasculation as the other part. I'm actually going to do a response video to that one. That one was actually really, really bad. But I think what's happening here is that DJ Envy has allowed his wife to feel comfortable either talking about their relationship publicly. Again, they are selling a book, and he has allowed, this sort of behavior to go on for a long time. He was cheating on her because of this emasculation process that she did. However, he allowed himself to be placed here. Very, very similar to Will Smith, although I believe they have a better relationship. But here's the issue. A lot of women are faking orgasms. Could be your girlfriend, your wife, my girlfriend, who's your mom. Can I get a sound effect? Oh! Don't shoot me. Gunshots, please. I'm just joking. This is just YouTube. But I think this is sort of normal, right? I mean, even as guys, we get tired of hitting the same coochie every night, right? Double booty clapping sounds. Yeah. And how do we tell her like, yeah, boo, like you're whack, or you've gained like 50 pounds, or your box stank? I mean, stop the show. Some of you guys, you've been there before, right? And if you tell your mate that, it hurts their feelings. I think it's quite understandable that men also don't know how to please women. I think that a lot of men believe that we know how to, but we may not know how to. And so women cannot understand their bodies. Maybe, I've heard that to be true, but I think what people are upset is that she's going public with this knowledge. Again, guys, they are selling a fucking book. All right? They're selling a book. So when you want to sell a book, you want to get people talking about you, and the way you can do that is talk about booty clapping sounds, right? Here's the skinny on this, guys. If you don't want your wife to come out and publicly say things like this, then you need to set boundaries up front. And here's the danger of being a younger man dealing with a woman who is your age or a little bit more advanced. Is women are more advanced than men intellectually in relationships. They have more psychological advantages. Okay? So when you haven't really established yourself as a man and you're growing up with a woman, those guys tend to be the biggest simps. All right? Like, let's say, for example, you meet a woman and you're like maybe 35 or 36 and then you get married. That might be a little bit different if you have a little bit more confidence in yourself, boundaries being set. But as a young man, when you grow up with a woman like he has, you don't understand what your boundaries are. And by the time you understand what your boundaries are, it's too late. The relationship has been going on. You've already conceded to accepting certain things, so you can't change it with that woman because it's come too late. This is why young men don't need to get into serious relationships with women without being mentored. Because when you're figuring out, let's say if you get with a woman by the time you're 17, by the time you're 21, the pace is dictated for the rest of the relationship. Because there's no way for you to reclaim back the strength in the relationship. Only if you break up with her and then you leave, she comes back like a few years later, that's it. But when you're a young guy and you don't understand how to play by, your own rules, and remember, she was very pretty at the time and he was like very short, no money. He was very jealous, insecure, thinking that this girl was, better than him. That's the issue that a lot of young black men or young men in general have. That is why it's so important for you to work on yourself first. That's why my brother, shout out to him, he has a good saying, God music, Nima, before you get a house, before you get a spouse, get a house. Before you get a wife, get a life. So that there is no hassle in your castle, right? It's important for men to know themselves, because when you start dealing with a woman and you're not really cool within yourself, just like she said, she needs to learn her own body. You have to learn your own mind. And once a man doesn't know that, he can get talked down to like that because he hasn't matured. Even Will Smith is too young to get married, hasn't really understood himself. Most men, let's just even talk about Jesus. Luke says that Jesus was about 30 when he went on to do his great work. Men are very, very similar. We don't really start to understand who we are until like 30, 35, sometimes even 40. What you will and what you won't accept. Our maturation process is a lot longer than a woman's. So we need more help. So if you're in a relationship with a woman right now and you're young and then you're kind of getting like bullied or you're feeling emasculated, it's just because you don't know what you're doing. And then the longer you keep that up, that's going to be the problem you're going to have. And what you're going to end up doing is cheating on her, which is what he did because he didn't feel like he was being appreciated as a man. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.